So day 16, we ended our spectacular stay at Susafle, this amazing place with landscapes I will never forget for the rest of my life. We went down to the airport at 7:30 in the morning. Our pilot came in our small little 210, and we climbed in. We got a quick briefing, and before long, we were back in the air, and we were all packed together because we were going to be flying for almost 5 hours today, 4 different flights, but we saw some spectacular landscape. And I have to tell you, a lot of Namibia is stunningly beautiful, but some of it is flat and barren and nothing to look at. This is all the beautiful stuff. We did have to fly for about 2 hours over some flat and barren stuff, but we also got to see some spectacular scenery along the way. And throughout our entire trip flying over Namibia, we saw beautiful scenes. We finally got into the main city. We landed. We actually saw a freeway, which is shocking because this is such a remote country. And then we got into a caravan. We got briefed by our pilot, who was a woman who was the most kick-ass pilot we've ever flown with. She was unbelievable, totally in command of this turboprop, and she just flew at low altitudes over the Delta, and oh my gosh, it took our breath away. We were flying in and out of small airports. We had to drop some people off, then back up in the air. We saw herds of elephants down on the ground, herds of hippos. We saw herds of everything. We were just like, our breath was taken away. We were just like, wow, what are we looking at? It was so incredible. And finally, we got to our lodge, a very remote dirt strip. She put it down like command performance, like I can do this, no problem. She kept the engine running. We jumped out. She flipped that plane around and boom, she put that power forward and it was over with. She was back in the air. She made it look like it was nothing. She was like a Air Force jet pilot landing on an aircraft carrier. She was so over the top. Then we got with our guide, Kelly. He gave us a quick briefing and we got into our range car, which was very beautiful. And we got to the lodge, and the lodge was, oh my gosh, brand new, only like 10 days old. They greeted us. The roof was beautiful. The structure was beautiful. It's a tent camp. So it's done in a very specific way, but everything is done to such beautiful taste, and the architecture and design, they just completely smoked this out of the water. And it's sitting right on the Delta overlooking all this. It's just so beautiful. You can't even imagine. We went into the bedrooms. The bedroom is the best bedroom we stayed in the entire trip, to be honest with you. And it's not the most expensive lodge. It was just done perfectly, appointed perfectly, practical, comfortable. The birds were just chirping like crazy. The handrail is beautiful, the way they did the handrails at a natural woods. And then finally, Kelly took us out into the bush and we started tracking lions. So the first night we did not see a lion. We saw some interesting things, a lot of mayflies, and he showed us this fruit tree that the giraffes and elephants like to eat from. We saw a giraffe that had these little birds on it that are cleaning it. This particular giraffe had like 5 or 6 birds on it. We saw an elephant. Didn't see a lot the first night, but it was just a really tranquilo night. Saw this crazy dead tree, and then we found a kill that a leopard had just caught, but the leopard was gone. So Kelly pulled right in next to it, and we had our snacks right next to where the leopard kill was.
We're
Crazy.
having our little snack here in the bush, but we had to be very authentic, so we pulled up right next to the kill that the leopard just got. We want to be front and center when he comes back, just in case he's hungry.
Then back to the lodge, and the sun was setting. It was so beautiful, and they had a wonderful fire set up for us and music, and they performed for us, and we had the dinner around the fire, and they cooked around the fire, and that was day 16. Unbelievable. Botswana.